Yo, what's up guys, it's your boy Anizi back at it with What If Naruto Was Madara and Hashirama's Reincarnation Part 5. So guys, where we last left off was Naruto destroying Lee and Hinata and then going to Rock so that they can discuss the plans. So we now begin at this tuning exam stadium. The villagers have come to see the demon get his ass handed to him by the saviors of the village, the prince and princess known as Mema and Mito. We now see Minato flash down and say, "Ladies and gentlemen, the annual tuning exam starts now." The proctor then comes down and explains the rules and then says the first round participants come as Mema and Mito and Naruto then come down. The villagers cheer for Mema and Mito and boo at the demon, but Naruto doesn't care. "Look demon, nobody thinks you can win," Mema said. "Oh, I wouldn't expect anything less from the members of the dumbest and weakest village. Of course, they're gonna think some unknown ninjas like you two can be a SSS rank ninja who's killed more shinobis than this entire village combined brain cells," Naruto said. The villagers then got pissed off but couldn't do shit because the Fire Lord was there and he would not have anyone ruining the exam. So we have the Hokage's children beast the so-called Madara and Hashirama's legacy, the proctor said. "Are both sides ready?" the proctor then asked. Both sides nodded as the proctor then began the match. "Start," the proctor said. Mema Mito rushed to Naruto using the Nine-Tails chakra, trying to hit him with taijutsu. Naruto then dodges and starts to fight back, every punch making Mema and Mito bleed. Mema Mito then used substitution to get away. "Is that all the children of the fourth Hokage and the student of the legendary Sannin can do? Attack like mad animals and run when they are outclassed?" Everyone not from Leaf starts to laugh. "How dare you, demon? First you attacked the village and now you take our bloodlines. Dad told us," Mema said. "Oh, so your dad told you? F your weak dad. He wouldn't even last a second against Madara, Hashirama or me. He's a failure. He couldn't even unlock the Sharingan. Just like you two," Naruto said, mocking them. Mema and Mito got pissed as they called forth their own 4 tails each. "When Minato and Krishna?" "Ha ha ha ha. Serves the demon right. His own power will kill him," Minato said. "Yeah, and then our children will be known as the one who defeated the so-called true goddess shinobi and also the demon, the QB itself," Krishna said. Back to the fight. Mema and Mito charged at Naruto, who just dodged. He then kicked Mito into Mema and then used wood-style wood dragon jutsu to knock Mema and Mito out of the 4 tails. "Is that all? A single jutsu and you're knocked out of the 9 tails power," Naruto said. "Why you?" Mema and Mito said as they made a hand sign and summoned a giant slug and told, "Why have you summoned me here, Gaki? This better be good," Gamabunta said. "Lady Mito, how can I help you?" Katsuyu said. "Attack the demon," both Mema and Mito said. "As you wish," Katsuyu said. "Find and Gaki," Gamabunta said. "Fire style, wind style, toad and slug, collaboration jutsu," both summons said as the flames went straight towards Naruto. "Wood style, wood wall," Naruto said as the wall took the damage for Naruto. "Is that all the so-called strongest summons can do?" Naruto said. "What do you mean, Gaki? We are the strongest of the summons," Gamabunta said with arrogance as Katsuyu agreed. "Oh, so you're the strongest, right? Don't make me laugh. Let's see how you compare to my summon." "Your summon? What is it, an ant? I mean, you are an ant compared to us." "Disgrace," Mema said as the leaf started to laugh. Naruto got angry. This weakling disgrace called him a disgrace. Naruto then did the summoning jutsu. Suddenly the whole stage went silent as the laughing stopped. Out of the smoke came a giant dragon. The leaf summons were scared. "Lord Acnologia, we didn't know that you were his summon." "Oh, why are you acting like this now, Toad? I thought you said you were the strongest of all summons. My team has the 4 legendary summons and you say that your summons are the strongest in the world. Prove it by beating my summon, the strongest of the 4 legendary summons," Naruto shouted.
"What, Gamabunta? You dare speak such lies?"
Acnologia roared as he flew straight towards Gamabunta and Katsuyu, who were scared to move, and with a single swipe of his claw eliminated them, sending them back to the summon world. Acnologia then looked at the crowd of Leaf and said that,
"These are the power of your so-called most strongest summons. They were the weakest of the summoning realm. They were easily influenced by humans. My summoner had to defeat me to become my summoner, while your summons gave you their contract for free."
The Leaf looked scared. The secret summons were defeated by the Demon Brat and the crowd summons were dry and snarly. They were shaking in fear and rage, angry that the demon made their partners look like jokes, but they were scared. The 4 legendary summons, they had powers equal to a Biju and they were now in the hands of the cloud. With Minato and Krishna, Minato was enraged that his part was made a fool of in front of everyone and his children were embarrassed. Krishna was shocked. Her clan summon had chosen the demon instead of her and her children. She was angry but she felt guilty at the same time. Back at the fight. "What? Demon, I demand you give me that contract as the son of the 4th Hokage and the child of prophecy," Mema said. Naruto and Acnologia looked at each other and started to laugh. Naruto and Acnologia fell on the floor as they started to roll about. The non-Leaf citizens started to laugh at the audacity of this child. Mema got angry. They were mocking him. Mema caught Naruto off guard, who was busy laughing at him rolling on the floor, and hit him. Suddenly Naruto poofed away. Then realization struck Mema They have been fighting a clone the whole time. Mito was shocked as well. The crowd was shocked and silent when they heard someone clapping. Then they saw Naruto appear out of nowhere. "So, you finally managed to beat my clone," Naruto said mockingly. "We were fighting a clone the entire time." "No way," Memma said, his legs giving out as he dropped to his knees. Mito also dropped to her knees. She looked at Naruto in fear. "No way," she said. "Look at your so-called saviors, Leaf. They're on their knees in front of me, the so-called demon. Just from a small display of my power. They weren't even able to touch me until I dropped my guard letting them touch me. You are weak. This is what the 4th Hokage, the Red Death and the last loyal Sanins trained." "Pathetic," Naruto said. Everyone was silent and then they heard Hinata scream, "Memma-kun, you could do it. You promised you'd avenge me." "Mito and Memma, don't you dare give up. For the village you must win," a Leaf citizen started shouting. "That's right, we can't give up," Memma and Mito said as they activated their Sage mode. "You will lose here, demon," they shouted as they charged towards Naruto. Acnologia was about to defend Naruto, but Naruto ordered him to stand down. Naruto then activated his Sharingan and dodged all their attacks. He then kicked them back to the floor. "So that's your Sage mode. Allow me to show you mine." "Wood style, Wood Sage mode." "Impossible, he could use Sage mode without a summon," Dry said. "No way," Snardy said. "How's this possible? He was meant to be a failure," Minato said. "It can't be," Krishna said. Back to the fight. Naruto attacked Memma and Mito easily, overpowering them. Naruto then kicked Mito to the ground. Naruto then grabbed Memma and said, "I heard how you treated a certain girl that's forced to run away because of you." "Who are you talking about?" "No, you can't mean Yako, that bitch. She ran to you. She should have just accepted her fate as mine, but she ran to you, the demon, instead of me, the son of the 4th Hokage," Memma yelled, losing it. The demon always took away what was his. Memma then started going over the limit of the seal, pulling more and more Nine-Tails chakra into him. He started to feel the burning feeling in his body, but he powered through it. Memma nearly punched Naruto, but Naruto's Sharingan let him see Memma's punch. Naruto then kneed Memma in the balls and grabbed him by the foot and span him and threw him into Mito. Naruto then made thousands of wood clones and said, "The match has been quite unfair, the two of you against me, so how about we make this even more unfair?" "We're not scared of a few clones," Mito said. "Oh really? Tell me, should these clones use Susanoo or not?" "You think that we're jokes? Go ahead, demon," Memma said. "Well then, don't say I didn't warn you and I never gave you a choice," Naruto said as all his clones got the Susanoo. The Leaf citizens were in fear, knowing that just one Susanoo could take on a Viju, but Naruto had thousands. "Impossible," was the words of Minato, Jiraiya, Kushina and Snardy. All the Susanoos then charged towards Memma and Mito, throwing them around like a ball. In fact, they were playing a game of volleyball with Mito's body and Memma's body as well, until Naruto got bored and walked up to a barely conscious Memma and formed a Susanoo blade, bringing it down on him. He then cut off Memma's pole, slicing it off, and then he proceeded to rip Memma's balls using the Susanoo arm. "That's for Yako, never touch her again. You disgrace to a male," Naruto said. "Proctor, call the match or I'll kill them," Naruto said. After a few minutes of waiting in silence, Naruto then used the Wood Star Wood Dragon and sent it to Memma and Mito, but Minato appeared, saving Memma and Mito. "What's the meaning of this, demon? You could have waited. It was just that everybody was in shock," Minato said. "Well, 4th Hokage, I'm an impatient guy, but you wouldn't know that since you're the worst father in anime history," Naruto said. "In what history?" Minato said. "Oh, don't worry, that's for main characters to know and for side characters like you to fuck off," Naruto said. "So am I the winner or not, or do I need to command my clones to destroy this village until you declare me the winner?" Minato then looked at Naruto in fear and said, "Fine, you win." Naruto laughed as he walked off, but before he walked off, he said one thing. "You are pathetic," and walked away. Now we see Sasuke getting destroyed by Gaara. Sasuke only had the one Tomori. Suddenly an explosion was heard in the Kage booth. Naruto's team looked towards the Rock team and nodded. But guys, that's all for today. Hope you enjoyed that piece.